These are a pair of sisters. Pajamas that her sister is wearing was bought at the store. Wrong. And the pajamas that her sister wore were silk suits. Expensive silk. My sister is strong. Wash your hair in a popular bathroom. My sister is lying in the bath. My sister's breakfast is just cornflakes, cheap Kim Kai, and your sister's breakfast it's good bread and coffee again. My sister didn't have a pair of matching shoes. Your heel is broken. You just need to smash it. Continue to use as usual. My sister has a whole room full of them. Brand shoes and handbags. The house my sister is in, it's just a small house. My sister lives in a mansion. Luxury flower moat. Sister out is mainly a means of stretching the sea. My sister has her own car to pick her up. The two cousins were very close when they were kids. My sister's name is Seo Dal Mi and her sister's name is Seon. Then the father of the two of them. Because I can't stand being beaten by the boss. Scold. So I made a choice before and started a business. Your mother is so loud. A fight and a divorce. My sister followed my mother and I followed my father. One day my sister told me that your mother is remarried. Marry someone who has a lot of money. My sister is going to follow me to America. Then she said she deserved it. You should follow your mother. She made the wrong choice, and I'm no longer your sister. Enraged lashes chased sister. Then the two got into a fight. It was that day. Your father has successfully raised an investment. But also on that day, he also had a car accident and left forever. From then on, you can only rely on your grandmother. Dan, you just went to the bathroom today. She took off one side of her high heels. Use a marker to paint over the peeling skin. When finished, blow one and then put it back on my leg. Then continue. Take off the other shoe raw and use over the nose of the shoe. And then you keep blowing your cheeks. It's done. It's done. Looking left and right for a moment is not bad. Then she walked out of the bathroom in a very confident manner. Over here, sister, and just go and take selfies in a leisurely way. And the assistant is chasing behind with her luggage. They all came to a lecture. Share about the business. Den Hai is the audience at the bottom of the audience. Inch's sister was the guest sitting above. To the Q&A session, Donnie directly won the microphone. Have you ever made any selfish choices? Yes, Seo in cover. After all, I'm a human being. Yes, my name is Inch. The two of them went to a cafe. On her sister, Inch exuded extremely love Vietnam. She asked Dan Mi is also looking to start her own business. You're right. It's actually the startup that Sel was thinking about. It's resignation. I set up a hot dog stand with my grandmother. She asked if she had a boyfriend. Dan Mi said yes. But actually, she's almost 30 years old like you are now. Still single. To the heart of couples. I can only take selfies myself. And Che glanced at Dan's peeling old shoes. You just laughed. Then ask SEO's boyfriend Dan Mi what's his name. She said the name Nam Dozen, youngest mathematics Olympiad winner, have the ability to be an open front. And cover up again smile. On the way back, One and Che invited Dan. You came to a fancy social party and asked her to bring Theo Nam Dozen. She said she'd love to see Nam Dozen. What kind of person is it? You heard that and immediately refused because you've never met Nam Dozen. As soon as you're ready to leave this place, suddenly turns round and says thank you. Thanks to your grace. You just know your choice. How right it is. I watched the shoes tear on my feet. There's also an unreal boyfriend. It's enough to know how miserable your life is. When she finished, she sat back in the car. So, Dan Mi angrily clenched her hands quickly chase and stopped that car and went up to his sister and said, that social party. Send me a specific time and place. You and Dozen will go there together. However, soon after, she immediately regretted her outrageous performance. The guy sitting in the car on the opposite side. You also made me laugh. The boy followed Donnie all the way. Then go to the front of a sausage stand. Watching the hot dog stand from a distance, he suddenly stood in the picture. Turns out this guy's hit $100 million prize. You can't buy a hot dog. Seeing others eat well. He can only swallow saliva. This guy is wandering round the streets. It was raining hard at night, but there was no home to go to. Suddenly, the hot dog lady stopped him. I saw your whole body wet with rain, and she told you. See, you've got nowhere to live, right? No, I am over there. Take a closer look at the cherry blossom tree. There's a bird cage on it. I put the key in there. When she finished, she turned and left, even though it's tough in the mouth. But the body is very honest. The boy went to the store. Look round for. He opened the newspaper on the table. There are 2 hot dogs down there. He hurriedly sat down and started eating like a hungry tiger. After eating a full stomach, you've come alive again. Right at this moment, he discovered the old lady's money-saving tube. His eyes kept staring at it. The next day, grandmother also remembered her money-saving tube. That's all the wealth you've accumulated. My grandmother hurried to wake up and rushed to the store. Fortunately, the money is still there. The money is still there. My grandmother can breathe a sigh of relief now. The teenager also came in. I told my grandmother to put her money in the bank. My grandmother dragged him to the bank to send money. Go out after sending the money. The boy saw the company bulletin board. The stock turned out. He's been in an investment competition, national simulation. He also won the first prize of 100 million. The magic you won. Think about your investment capacity. The boy prayed. Please open a stock account for yourself. Then every day he goes to the library, learning and trading stocks. Soon Dammy's parents were also divorced. Sister also went on her mom's sale. Dammy has no friends. I watched my niece cry sadly. My grandmother asked the boy for help. Write a letter, please be friends with Dammy. This guy's name is Han Ji Pyeong. He doesn't want to use his name. I saw a newspaper that was reporting on mathematical genius people. He decided to use the name Nam Dozin to write a letter. Danmi was very happy to receive the letter. Very quickly she wrote a reply. Just like that, they kept in touch with each other through the letters in the bird's cage and become a good friend of each other. Danmi, I was able to step out of the psychological darkness. TPU is not known as an investment genius. In just over a year, amount in the stock account increased from 8 million up to 80 million. Today, he wants to withdraw this money to go to school. Rediscovered the account has been deleted. He's very nervous. Hurry up and find your grandmother. I saw she brought all the money. Give it to your son. He's very angry. After her son left, Ji Pyeong was angry and came to question her. Why did you give all the money to that uncle? The money you invest is earned. Give me the money back. My grandmother is very sad. Turn people into the store. Then take a big termite bag and go out and give Chpum. I can't believe there's a lot of money in there. Turns out she gave it to her son. 8 million of his own money. Chpum's money. She didn't touch a penny. Chpum feel very ashamed. Bow your head and say sorry. And then he turned and ran away from this place, sitting in Ji Pyeong's house feeling very guilty. My grandmother suddenly appeared. I'll give you a new pair of shoes. He even bent down to help him put on his shoes. Promise me if you succeed in the future, don't contact me anymore. The words she said, that completely broke Ji Pyeong's heart. He hugged the choking old woman and said, you must stay in good health. 15 years later, Ji Pyeong became an investor. He has assets of 10 billion Vietnamese in a talk about entrepreneurship. He recognized his old friend Donnie that year. I followed her all the way home and find my grandmother again. Years ago, he went to her hot dog stand. My grandmother was very happy to see Ji Pyeong. She couldn't believe her eyes. Good girl, why are you here? I've got nowhere to go. Over here, Danmi. Want to take your boyfriend Nam Dozin? I came to the party, but even on the internet, I can't find any news from Nam Dozin. Where are you going to find a male Dozin to come here now? See, Danmi one wish to find Nam Dozin. My grandmother is very passionate. She asked Danmi, why does she hate it? You have to give up on your sister. My nit says, If you lose, it also means choosing to follow your father. If you lose, you will be accepted. They'll all think you're sorry. But it's been a pleasure living with your father. It's been a pleasure. I don't regret it at all. So this time I can't lose. I saw my niece crying. My grandmother is very hurt to see Han Ji Pyeong. I hope you can help. She found a man named Nam Do-sun. Coincidentally, it's a guy named Nam Do-sun. Keep emailing him, looking for you to invest. Very quickly, Ji Pyeong was able to find Nam Do-sun. Right now, he's being chased by his father and he's teaching a fight. He was scolded all day. I can't do anything soulful. My career is messed up. JYP Entertainment advised her grandmother not to look for that Southern Do-sun. Not only can't regain face, it may even be. Incheon left. Cho can't lift his head, but he said it's still luck. In the midst of misfortune, the Dan Mi yield found Nam Do-sun is almost zero. However, soon after, Han Ji Pyeong was thrown into cold water. My grandmother received a call from Dan Mi. She said she found Nam Do-sun. Turns out it's because there's no more money. Nam Do-sun is about to sell less property in the house. Should have posted the sale online. The items that have been used. Coincidentally, Donnie was found. She confirmed it through the photos. This person is the male Do-sun you are looking for. We set a time and place to meet. Find the guy Nam Do-sun that I look forward to day and night. Was so excited that she jumped the gate. It was soon time to meet. Suddenly Han Ji Pyeong came to pull Nam Do-sun away. Nam Do-sun is going to scold for a fight. Suddenly I found this person. It's the investor. That illustrious mind. I want to invest in them. Sea of Do-sun agitated to the point where the speech was no longer coherent. Han Ji Pyeong in the car. I told Nam Do-sun to look at Donnie's letter. These are all letters she wrote to him. I also told Cho Nam Do-sun the story of these letters. It took half a day. Nam Do-sun finally understood. JYP came to me not because they wanted to invest. It's because I want you to pretend to be Seo Dan's boyfriend. After the group they negotiated, I decided that I could help Ji Pyeong. It's about helping Samsung Technology. They're in the Sandbox. But Han Ji Pyeong refused because the performance of this company is really poor. After Nam Do-sun read all the letters, was finally sold by Donnie, I decided I would still help you. Nam Do-sun borrowed the suit. Then get on your bike and start. Dan Mi goes to the party. You still don't feel familiar. In cases like this, should seem more reserved than Dan Mi. Looking for a location. Don't stand out and stay away from the crowd. When Dan Mi's mother looked at her, she immediately turned around pretending to look away. Han Ji Pyeong also went to the party. I saw Dan Mi standing in a corner. I'm going to help you out. I didn't expect it to be a step slower. You've been waiting, haven't you? I've missed you for a long time. I saw my mother and my sister walking this way. Tommy immediately hugged Nam Do-sun and told me to pretend to be my boyfriend. Just met. One Inch has begun to use every means to probe. You're going to start a business, right? I can't seem to pretend anymore. Donnie can't help but let go. Nam Do-sun immediately grabbed her hand. It's not really a startup. It's the same business and still not committed. What round are you investing in? This question made Nam Do-sun completely stand out. I don't understand the languages of this investment world. I feel like I'm about to be exposed. Right now, Ji Pyeong went to relieve the siege for the two of them. Han Ji Pyeong is a man extremely successful in the investment world. What project do you see? It's definitely a very good project. Hunch is also now petrified. To avoid letting the truth get out, Han Ji Pyeong deliberately pulled Nam Do-sun away. This pretense was extremely successful. The party is over. Nam Do-sun is getting ready to take the bus. Ji Pyeong stopped him immediately and take Nam Do-sun to the parking lot. Then told him to drive his own luxury car and take Dan Mi home. JYP told Nam Do-sun that you should not and laugh more. Just follow the pattern of a warm man. After taking Donnie home in her car, you must quickly find a reason to break up with her. Nam Do-sun drove to pick up Donnie. Then the two of them went to the river, have dinner together at night. Asked that, for everything I've done today. You're not curious, Why didn't you ask me? I'm currently following the pattern. A gentle and warm man. Dan Mi, I was laughed at by your straight answer. The two of them just kept talking to each other. It's so much fun. Seo of Dozan, you think everything about you is boring. I can't believe Dan Mi said that you're interesting and cool. Nam Dozan's eyes widened to look at Han Ji Pyeong. It was hard to find the two of them. I also feel very anxious when I quickly send a message to Nam Dozan. Tell him to get Donnie home quickly. And definitely cut everything off. Donnie thought that it's a text from Dozan's girlfriend. I told you to go home quickly. Seo of Dozan, remember all the good things between you two. I was completely caught by you. It's so exciting that it doesn't end. Don't care about the waving of Jipyeom. I turned around immediately and gave his business card to Dan Mi, and at the same time tell her that I've never had a girlfriend before. I've never had a boyfriend even once. I got a message from Nam Dozan. Dan Mi is very excited. I can't seem to close my mouth. Dan Mi told her grandmother that I've met Nam Dozan. It's the perfect time. He's very much like a model. Put on the suit and look very elegant. The main character of the evening is him. But right now you don't know that. The person who actually wrote to you was Han Ji Pyeong, is not the current male Dozan. Dan Mi goes to the store. In front of you is a huge sea of people. Her colleague immediately pulled her to the side. It turns out there's a concert nearby of the famous. There's a lot of fans gathered here. Colleagues want to pull Dan Mi to safety first, but she was determined. Push your coworker out and tie your hair up. The opportunity is here. This is a great time to disrupt the 6th century of sales. Dan Mi walked confidently towards the store. Inside the store is a mess. The staff is always hands and feet. Normal tricks no longer work. Danny had a new idea. She's playing that celebrity's song. The fans immediately cheered. In the blink of an eye, Dan Mi became the host. Soon enough, the order has been restored inside the store. What do you want? When customers refuse to cooperate, you don't have the guts to throw him out. Everything is back to normal. Where are you going? Finally, that day's sales reached $10 million, 6th century highest sales ever. All my colleagues applauded Donnie. However, even though her abilities are extremely outstanding, because of the education level, I still can't get you a full-time job. So Seo Dal Mi decided to resign. Prepare for the startup. She hugged a pot of money, then quickly leave the company. She sent a message to Nam Dozan. He said he wanted to give you a pot of gold. Now you're going to your company. After knowing Dan Mi wants to go to this tattered company of Nam Dozan, Han Ji Pyeong immediately panicked. Not like that will be exposed. Han Ji Pyeong was in a hurry to drive to Nam Dozan's company. Then tell them to switch computers to my villa. One carton to carton BA carton. Dump all the wires and get the computer. Plug the power cord in. Put all these pictures down. Change the sign to the elegant vest. They immediately became gods. Just for a moment, oh my. This place is so big. I have a few words to say to you. I'm going to quit my job and start a business like you. Just look at people's reactions. I know how far this has come. After Donnie left, JYP said that this drama should stop here. Very quickly, grandmother will tell the truth about everything to Dan Mi. However, Nam Dozan has fallen in love with Dan Mi. I don't expect Dan Mi to know the truth. Then you'll have no chance. TPU does not appreciate their company. I don't think they have any chance. Bankrupt is just a matter of time. Don't waste any more money. It is better to find another way soon. However, soon after, JYP has been hit again for cold water. They won the title. To win the artificial intelligence competition, this world can become a bit of a possibility. Somehow Han Ji Pyeong. I can't help but ruin Dan Mi's good thoughts. I advised my grandmother don't tell her the truth. I'm going to help Nam Dozan to become a successful person. Grandmother asked Ji Pyeong, you are so persistent. It's not because I like her. Are you our family? In the shabby little room of a tech company, Samson Nam Dozan. I'm also trying my best to convince the brothers in the group. Han Ji Pyeong Yongsan asked him, Are you interested in Seo Dal Mi? Meanwhile, Won In Chae is being ignored by his stepfather. He gave up his entire career for the real son. In times of anger, and has definitely left his stepfather and decided to go out on his own. They each have their own goal and signed up for the Sandbox venture capital competition. The accidental meeting of the lovers. I didn't expect a scene like this. Sit down and adjust. To redress my messy hair. Replace worn shoes to adjust clothes. Take out the lipstick and miles of makeup on her face. After finishing, pick up the books on entrepreneurship. Then get up again. Okay, it's almost been exposed. After returning to the bus station, Danny asked where your car was. Dozin was immediately confused. Not long after to react. I was at your house last night. It's not convenient to drive there, so I didn't drive there. That's why I wear clothes like that. Something is still Donnie lucky. Found this style to be very friendly. Tomorrow is your birthday. What are your plans? Nam Dozin again awry. This is probably Han Ji Pyeong's birthday because those letters were written by him. Mel Dozin rushed to pretend. I was so busy that I forgot my birthday, so there's no plan. Tomorrow I will help you make your wish. After that, Danny got on the bus. I saw the car go away. Dozin hesitated for a moment, determined to leave his good friend behind and chase the bus, then get in the car to sit down next to Danny. This expression, is this action strong enough to be masculine? Now Dozin's eyes were dumbfounded. It's so hard to hide. What's your hand doing? After Dozin came back, he walked and touched his hands with a stupid smile to pick up his girlfriend. We spent our birthday together. Nam Dozin borrowed a bunch of designer goods. This expensive car can also be borrowed. A watch worth hundreds of thousands is also borrowed. This suit is also for people. I'm standing at Danmi's door right now. Chpum told me to wait a little more naturally. Dozin asked Chpum, remember what you wanted to write in your letter. But Han Ji Pyeong still can't remember. You can only take one step at a time. Appeared. You said that my childhood dream was to play poker. But Ji Pyeong, I don't remember Why do I dream of playing this game? Lozin, I can only say that time has passed too long. I forgot about the Sao. I have this dream again. Then, they decided to go back to the office and play poker. CPUM is in a hurry. Go pick up Dozan's friends. And then we move the computer back in. Put the boxes down and install the computer. Change signage. Change to other photos. And finally, wear a vest. It also seems to have been completed before the two of them showed up. Danmi take out the breakfast. Said that this was my grandmother's gift to Nam Dozin. Look at a full table. The breakfast that I like to eat. Chpum has completely stood out. I finally remembered my wish for that year. It turns out that one time it's about to fall. Danmi wrote a letter asking what his wishes were. Tapan is an orphan. I'm watching TV alone right now. You see it in VI. It's showing a family gathered together, playing cards in a fun way. So he told Danmi that his wish was the whole family sat together and played cards. It's very touching. I can't believe my childhood wish. That grandma and Dan you remember so well. My grandmother still remembers the breakfast he likes to eat. Say, maybe because I like to play too much with family. That's why you have this wish, right? Play very fun. I finally made my wish when I was a kid, but I also suffer. I pushed Danmi to someone else with my own hands. But now in my heart I've begun. It feels very different from Sel Danmi. The evening when taking Danmi home, Dozin asked her why she liked him. Danmi replied that you were my first love. The letters you wrote comforted me for a long time. You are very good and very cool. Your hands are big and beautiful. In the heart of Nam Dozin cannot help but feel seven hopes. All of this is fake. For others, only this hand is truly yours. You yourself are just an anonymous pawn. I'm afraid of losing Dan. After returning home, Dozin returned these expensive things to Ji Pyeong. Ji Pyeong said that this dress is bought Cho Dozin. You can keep it. But Dozin rejected this good idea because it's just doing good. It's not an investment. Just give me some advice. I'll do it unconditionally. I am determined to use my efforts to win Dan Mi's heart. That night JP couldn't sleep. This day has finally come. Dan Mi looked at her sister's eyes. See Nam Dozin at the bottom of the stage. Dozin is embarrassed. He hurriedly lowered his head and did not dare to look up. Dan Mi went down to Nam Dozin's place. She asked him that you don't have a very good office. That Seo doesn't have a lot of investment capital already, Seo. Why did you appear here again? Nam Dozin is extremely embarrassed. I don't know how to answer you. Kyuninch went to use the phone to scan the code. You are on the staff card in front of Nam Dozin. Turns out you can't get the investment. He only won first prize in the coder competition. Then she put on a contemptuous smile. Mil Dozin so tense to clench his hands, held back for a long time to be able to stand. I'm sorry. I cheated on you. You're 7, aren't you? They're participating in a Sandbox venture capital competition. The first stage is the CEO selection challenge. Only those who pass the test eligible to be CEO. You can select members to form a team to participate in the second round of the competition. Dan Mi and her sister Inch have both passed the test and went on stage to pick up a t-shirt that said CEO. And Nam Dozin's team didn't pass the test. If no CEO chooses them to be on the team, they can only withdraw from the competition. Now, they just need to invite Dan Mi to be their CEO. Forming a new startup group, they were able to continue participating in this competition. Right now to challenge Dan Mi. Inch's sister made the same offer. Want to invite Dozan's group? Become your own developer. One is a new CEO. One is the CEO. He is mature and very capable. How to choose? Brothers in the team immediately pull Nam Dozin to this side. Remind me not to let my feelings get in the way. This is an amateur. Dealing with professional players is too different. Dozin told his brothers that someone who wants to join us. The other one wants to invite us in. The person we're looking for is a comrade. It's not about finding an owner. So we've only got one choice. Nam Dozin managed to convince the brothers. In my team, right at this moment, Won and Che told Dan Mi that Nam Dozin is pretending to be smart in front of you. I'm not angry at him, because I wanted to be good too. In front of that one. After the negotiation, Nam Dozin goes to front Dan Mi and put his hand out to her. You agreed to be Sam's chief technology officer. I'd love to. This is the second phase of the competition. Just come up with a viable business plan and give a 3-minute talk in order to convince investors. After discussion, Dan Mi's team decided on the topic. Take advantage of learning mechanics to determine the authenticity of the recording. However, their creative ideas was heard by this pink-haired girl. She's a technician on Yoon Jin-she's team. She suggested and should also use this theme. The technical staff in Inch's team all graduated from Mid-Ra. More than experience, participate in this venture capital contest many times. Very quickly they succeeded to build a viable business model. Over here, Nam Dozan's group is not so favorable. Repeated many times, but still cannot succeed. I can't help but rewrite frame up. Start again from the beginning. This is a big project. If it doesn't work this time, their challenge is considered a total of 7 defeats. You can only withdraw from the contest. And Dan Mi, you will also have to give up on your sister. In the bathroom, the two cousins are once again at odds with each other. The programmer with you seems confused. You always make the wrong choice. You should shut up. Who is it to regret what you choose? You have to wait and see. Even though it's so hard in the mouth, but in your heart you don't know what to do. See Nam Dozin. You rush in front of me, nervously asking what the result was. After knowing that there were simultaneous results, accuracy also exceed 99.8%. You can finally breathe a sigh of relief, unconsciously leaning on Dozan's shoulder and sobbing. You've had too much trouble. Now it's just a lecture. Successful or not, it will be decided at this moment. But right at this moment, there was disagreement between teammates. They let Dan Mi give a speech. because Dan Mi's academic ability is not high. They think she's. You can't explain the knowledge about artificial intelligence. And suggested that Nam Do-sun should remain. It is better to stand up but and Nam Do-sun oe. I'm determined to get Dan to speak. While they're still arguing, Ji Pyeong suddenly appeared. I don't have the guts to say to Dan Mi lecture, although there's no guarantee that it will succeed. But if we let them give speeches, then it's really broken. That's something you couldn't do for 2 years. Today, it's not possible to suddenly succeed. I see you still have an opinion. Pum guarantees that if you fail to deliver 7, I will use my personal name to invest in them. That's how it stops there. The CPU came looking for the system. Helped you revise the draft for the lecture. I didn't forget to remind you of a few things. Need to pay attention. Donnie's lecture was extremely successful and won the crown. The applause of everyone. He also received confirmation from the judges. Everything seems to be very favorable. See if there's any hope of getting into the Sandbox startup base. And then there's one in Che's lecture. Her theme is identical to Dan Mi's group, but the direction is very different. Of Dan Mi is to determine the authenticity of the record, and evidence is to create new fonts based on writing. The judges asked the 2 teams to compete, using the system of Dan Mi to identify the fonts created by Inch's system. See if it can be identified. This is a battle between spears and shields. The hall was immediately silent as a sheet. After one operation, system of Dan Mi cannot recognize the newly created fonts. Hey, they lost. Male Do-sun sadly bowed his head. The pen in my hand broke in 2. Danny looked at his sister. She closed her eyes sadly. Like that, they are likely to lose this competition. The crew member also finished packing. Get ready to leave. Dan Mi was so tired that she fell asleep on the sofa in the lobby. JYP saw that. I couldn't help but go and sit next to him. She saw Dan Mi in a deep sleep. I remember when I was a kid. Wait until you turn around. Danny has been sitting up ever since. She's sitting there staring at you. Turns out you're here too. It's a coincidence. I went before. Dan Mi immediately chased after the JYP battle. I want to ask you everything clearly. Why do you want to help them? Even if you have to accept a lie. Just as Ji Pyeong was about to answer her, Nam Do-sun came running. Dan, we're in the Sandbox. Samsung Technology Company. Already on the list. Dan Mi, so excited that he rushed straight into Nam Do-sun's arms. I completely forgot about the existence of Ji Pyeong. Ji Pyeong extremely sad. Just quietly turn away. Suddenly Dan Mi suddenly remembers Ji Pyeong. She left the Do-sun. I want to go to Ji Pyeong to find out. Do-sun pulled her back and said, I told you I prayed to him. See you after 15 years of separation. I hope you can see the best of me. That's why I invited him to help us. He's very close to me. They're especially close like brothers. So he agreed to help me. Then Mel Do-sun. I went to Han Ji Pyeong and told him. I talked to Dan for you. It's because the 2 of us are so close. That's why you helped me. Ji Pyeong suddenly heard that, feeling 7 hopes in a strange way. However, the first day of joining the Sandbox, the brothers are back fighting each other. Ji Pyeong as a mentor. I feel very hopeful. Get up and leave. Dan Mi chased me. I want to explain to you, but Ji Pyeong directly said that now they've just received $100 million business benefits fought into form. If you want to grow to $10 billion. So, it's obviously just a figment of the imagination. And what's even more important is that this equity dispute, you can't solve it either. As a representative, you're the biggest problem. I saw Chun-san and Long-san leave in anger. There was also Won's ridicule. Seo Dal Mi feel very 7 defeat. I can't help but remember this early morning. There's a company just because of the equity dispute that the 25+ partnership is completely over. You didn't even think so. The friendship between them is too fragile. Your company will never be like that. We're all very united. Everyone's share will be divided equally. Everyone is very satisfied. And because of that, Young is proud. I can't believe Han Ji Pyeong. I gave you a wake-up call. Shareholder list 1 million points. I can assure you that after seeing this list of shareholders accept investment in this world, even someone like that, there will be no old division. The parts are the same like this. It will only become a stumbling block. Way for the representative. It only takes one person to disagree. There's nothing we can do. Everyone was stunned to hear that. Dozin said he won't let that happen. Their friendship will forever stick glue paint and will never change. But if those words really work, there will be no more divorce. If divorced, it will be over as soon as the two of them break up. But the company is not like that. If you turn your back on each other, the only thing that will be lost is the investor's money. No investor will be able to take the risk. You have to focus on her. In the hands of one of the most important, at least 60% share. Danny went back to his office. Nam Dozin is currently staring at the shareholder list helplessly. I can't believe my company is like everyone else. The first day was over. They're all very upset. On the way home, dozens of, "Don't worry too much about this. I'll think of a way to persuade your brothers. I've decided to let you represent the company. I won't regret my choice. Trust me, Dan. I also know that I have many shortcomings." She began to update her knowledge of the CEO. If you don't understand, send a message. Han Ji Pyeong is so engrossed. I don't know when the sky lit up. The CPU just woke up and was threatened for a dead fan. One evening there were 416 messages from Donnie. The PM told Danmi that no CEO in the world is perfect. The most important thing is to learn how to make choices. No matter what choice you make, you will be punished. But if you're afraid of being scolded, you won't be able to make any decisions and will become a 7-loser representative, a good person or a CEO. You can only choose one of two. You can't want both. After a quiet evening saying nothing, Johnson and Longson also thought through everything. The risk this time has been resolved. Everyone agreed to concentrate their shares on Joo. But Danmi decided to spend all her part for Mil Dozin. Then you and Nim Dozin will stand on the same line. Although it's not the most ideal option, but it was also possible to succeed. Ji Pyeong. Donation account $100 million. It will be transferred to the account soon. After going through it this time, Nam Dozin told JYP that, "Today I will honestly admit everything with Danmi. We have to solve the crises first." Hidden injection. JYP told me not to say raw. If you tell her the truth, let her know. The relationship between you and Daniel, even Samsung technology, will end. But Dozin, he said there probably won't be any change. Donnie invited Dozin to her house today as a guest. We walked into the house and saw each other. Grandma and Nim Dozin are completely in the picture. The two of them had just met at the hospital. My grandmother's eyesight is getting worse. Soon my grandmother won't be able to see. Just as Dozin was about to open his mouth, my grandmother hurriedly motioned me not to talk about this. Then she turned to Sai. Danmi went out to buy soy sauce. The two of them stayed and talked to each other. Grandma told Dozin not to talk about this with Danmi. If Danmi knew about this, she'll cry out loud again. Grandmother wants to see Danmi's smile much more. When Danmi smiles, her eyes are the most beautiful. Just take a look. Even if you are blind in both eyes, my grandmother has nothing to regret. After that, Dozin wanted to reveal the truth to Danmi. Now, I don't know what to do. To tell you more, Ji Pyeong remembers Dozin. He said he wanted to tell the truth about everything. Danmi also said, wait and see by Dozin. Ji Pyeong is very angry. He immediately turned around and went straight to Danmi's house. I just came back from buying soy sauce. Danmi saw Ji Pyeong suddenly come here. She was amazed at Danmi's attitude. Ji Pyeong knows that Dozin, I haven't told you the truth yet. You can only keep pretending as a close brother of Dozin and act like you don't know your grandmother. After bowing to Grandma, he said he had an urgent need to find Dozin. Dozin heard that for a moment there was a bit of fear. He immediately hid behind his grandmother's back, then hastily said that, I'm going to do what you said. So you don't have to worry. CPU doesn't know what to say. I'm going to turn around and leave. But Dan invited him to stay for dinner with his family. After dinner, I sent the two of them off to Japan. Tell Dan Mi that all her 461 questions. I replied and emailed. Ji Pyeong reminded her to check her email. See Dan Mi's idolatrous gaze for me. Ji Pyeong then turned to look at Dozin provocatively. I saw something in Donnie's hair. The CPU is moving forward. But think of your present condition. Is not appropriate. I just closed my hand. Male Dozin also does not suffer weakness. I walked up to Dan Mi and told her, "You're the CEO with a 71% stake. I'm totally on your side. Don't worry." And then he put his hand up and he took the thread out of his hair down. Seeing intimate close action between Dozin and Dan. I don't know what you feel in Ji Pyeong. Sitting in Ji Pyeong car laughing at Dozin that it's not that you want to tell the truth about those letters. I don't have the courage to say it. Dozin is a little shy. I want to get off the bus and take the bus home. I don't need to take you home. But wait until Dozin says, "Now I'm honest with her." JYP immediately stopped the car. The company decided to do the project. Everyone's eyes felt this project was great. I can't believe it was JYP again. A ball of cold water. I can honestly say that this project doesn't make any sense. A project for the blind. So it's impossible to make advertising campaigns. It also needs a lot of money. The more users, the more money they burn. No one agrees to invest in a project. Such a plan to bless others. You're likely to be hungry. Be sure to consider it carefully. But Dan Mi is persistent. Because this project is so meaningful. Dan Mi Shin Ji Pyeong. Don't talk about this. Let Dozin know that he can safely research and develop. You'll figure out a way to collect the cost yourself. To solve the problem. Financially, they decided to take on a project from morning. Previous group. If we just propose a solution, it's $50 million. If you help build, that's going to be $300 million. If you help them run and manage, that's over $1 billion. If the project is accepted, then the company's survival problems will be solved. Funding for the I project will also be solved. Dozin is very worried for Dan Mi because the morning delegate, the group, is her sister's stepfather and he's her mother's current legal husband. Dan Mi didn't want to see him 100 times, but to fund the project, you can only risk once. You have a relationship with your own mother, whatever you like. You have to have a little bit of love as the project goes well. It's also worth it. I can't believe they were asked. You have to take 100,000 pictures. We just need to collect 10 pieces of machine learning to the problem. This will be done by their development team. This is not about treating developers. They're like monkeys. Sausen angrily clenched their fists. You should find someone who works part-time. Collect 10 data. Hire someone to do part-time work. To take 100,000 pictures, they also don't know what to photograph. It would be better to let the experts know artificially as you do it. I saw on your website that you didn't have anything. You can put our logo on the homepage and mark this as a partnership with Morning. This group alone is worth it. That's over $50 million. Congressman Won Do-dong is even more excessive. He pretended to say that many such companies. Do you know why I chose your company? Because of your mother. If you were a little like your sister, follow your mother, then we'd both be your father. It's good how much you sell at home. You must have suffered a lot, right? I always feel sorry in my heart. I hope I can take care of you like my daughter. So Dozin couldn't help it anymore. He immediately went to directly smash his nameplate. Dan Mi. I really can't do this project. I'm sorry. When you're done, you definitely turn around and leave. Dan Mi was also in a hurry according Dozin out. Do Young is still blind. The letter mouth the letter. Dan Mi chased Dozin to the floor. Dan, I can't help it this time. Can we not do this project anymore? Like Sipam found Dan Mi so persistent. I won't stop you anymore. Sipam brought you a list. companies with large social responsibility funds. These are all companies that care welfare of the disabled or companies that need to improve their image. They're all very interested in the projects. Like the eyes. Dan Mi visited each person on the list one by one. But the result wasn't to tell her to wait. Have more information. That's this year's estimate. They've all used it up. Even to have a chance to meet once. She didn't hesitate to go to the far suburbs, together with their customers. But the results still don't yield anything. Tired of dating again, and still of any investment. Meanwhile, you guys are here after days of hard work. The project, the eyes finally finished the test. It will be launched on the market soon. Everyone was so excited. Dan Mi is still low on anxiety because only you know that. Cost per year of 1,000 users. It's about $30 million. That's an annual fee for 10,000 users. It's $300 million. But now, you haven't received any investment yet. If you don't do it, I don't know. How difficult is rice clothes? Fortunately, the eye project. There's only a few downloads. Everyone feels very hopeful. Alone Dan Mi is silently rejoicing. She happily invites everyone out for a beer. I'm so drunk I don't know what the world is. I can't believe life gave you a slap in the face. So fast and so early strong. Morning the next day. To support the eye project, baseball star participating in talk show. I've been showing my eyes to everyone. He even said that this is the good news for the blind. After watching the JYP news, it was also completely pictured suddenly that he fell off the treadmill heavily. Download of the vision. Rapidly rising dizzy. It was soon downloaded 30,000 times. Everyone's very excited. And Dan Mi is completely naive to say that 30,000 people a day. So a year would be $1 billion. Everyone is excited to go to the VI to celebrate. Dan Mi has a depressing appearance. There is no more regret in life. Look at the list in your hand. There is now only the morning group. They haven't visited yet, but there is a cat. You don't want to go begging them. In your heart you thought about or give up the eyes project for good. Right at this moment, Joseon told her that her grandmother's eyesight was getting worse. Soon she won't be able to see. Dan Mi back home. I want to pretend to laugh as usual. But in the end, I still can't help but cry. The next day, Dan Mi begged Shin Won and Chai to take me to see her. Won Do Young even said that if she didn't tea, she would kneel on the bridge. Please, my sister. After going to Won Do Young's resting room, the two of them were stunned. Nam Dozin is kneeling in front of Won Do Young because last time Dozin smashed his nameplate. Now, Won Do Young wants to sue him for property destruction and is composing. If there's no reconciliation, you will leave the case. I don't want Dan to worry about me. So Dozin came quietly to ask the president. Won't forgive me. Won Do Dung asked Dan what he suspected of coming here. He said he wanted to get the budget. Your company's community fund. All right, just get on your knees and pray. Then we can reconsider. I just want to give you a lesson. Don't not know that later. No one in this world can predict anything. It's also impossible to predict. Finished talking, so Danny took out Rez's phone and turned on the recording. It turns out that the last time I went to see Won sent a message to Donnie and asked her to record the conversation in case of force majeure. So she opened the phone and recorded the whole thing, the content of the conversation. I can't believe it's really working now. To hear the recording, Won Do Young was stunned for a moment. There's a lot of young people out there. A few reporters also showed up. If they get this, there will be a lot of interesting articles published. Military chairman, a dream supporter, empower the young, and behind him is a completely opposite person. This is bound to be immediately picked up. Morning group's community fund hot surge. It's not for use at times like this. He also had to reconcile with the Dozin. He was so angry that he drank the entire bottle of water. His sister also looked at her with the approving smile. He can only agree. This year, the morning group will invest in the project. The eyes of technology. Samson Chpam suddenly stopped the car in front of Dozin. Then give me the hairpin. That Dan Mi accidentally forgot. Ji Pyeong said that he discovered it. While washing the car, Dan Mi used to ride in your car, Sao. Then Ji Pyeong pulled up the car door and drove away. The driver left with a very satisfied smile. Dozin only knows how to rub his head confused. Put your foot on a nearby bicycle. Seeing the reaction of the Dozin through the rear-view mirror, Ji Pyeong smiled kindly. However, all of this is just an illusion of being alone. Just Ji Pyeong. At this point, I stopped the car in front of me. Dozin then gave Dan Mi's hairband back to him. I'm sure this is Dan Mi's, and not the other girl's. There's no other girl. I've never dated a girl. Why did you change the subject to this? Unexpected Dozin. It doesn't react as you imagine. Seon Ho only knows how to bang hands on the steering wheel to vent anger. I don't really know that. My goal has been achieved. After coming outside, Dozin quietly bent over the hairpin in his hand to the point of bewilderment. They call you good brothers. Go out for a drink with me. He was drank to the point of becoming unconscious. But San and Chun San called Donnie and told you to collect your dollars tonight. Because if he came home like that, I'm sure he'll be hated by his father. Come back to life. If you leave the Dozin overnight at the two of them, then his father will find him quickly. While they're waiting for the car, I can't believe I accidentally met Ji Pyeong here. Then, of course, Ji Pyeong brought the two of them back. And of course, you're the one who carried the Dozin to the room. In the end, you were also tired. Without words, I have Dozin all over me. As soon as people are getting ready to eat, Dozin suddenly walked out of the room bewildered. Ask yourself why you are here, not my brothers. After knowing everything, Dozin rushed. Sorry, Dan Mi said, not so. He then asked Dozin, do you want to stay overnight today? Maybe not, you're crazy, maybe not. Our poor CPU is still inanimate. It's only now that I found out what is most important to me. Early the next day, when it was time for breakfast, people suddenly found out Dozin did not say goodbye. Right now, the phone of Dan Mi suddenly sounded is Dozin called to. I want to date Dan Mi out on a date and take Theo with you. Chpum extremely Seon Ho. He stood in front of Dozin. Dozin action. The other quickly bypasses the opponent. The CPU is still not interested. Dozin doesn't even know what it means to honk his horn. It turned out that Dozin had read the answer. By Dan Mi Cho comment feedback on ice. I know you have a will. I hope that before my grandmother completely loses her sight, you can take her to many places and see many beautiful scenes. Dozin rented a car. Take the two of them to see the beautiful ocean. Dan Mi sat down to see the business plan that was Jaipun. Edit again. Suddenly she discovered his handwriting. It's very familiar. Dan Mi rushed to find the letters 15 years ago. Detect the exact same handwriting. She took out the script for the talk that Ji Pyeong fixed for me. The handwriting is exactly the same as the letters from 15 years ago. Ji Pyeong's birthday and Dozan's, even on the same day. The next day, Dan, you want to ask Dozin what this is all about, but the words came to her mouth, and she still didn't dare say well. I had to move on to another topic. While reporting on the project, the eyes saw Ji Pyeong's familiar handwriting. Dan Mi couldn't help but stare at you. Ji Pyeong thought there was something on his face. See, Dan Mi has started to feel suspicious about Dozin and Ji Pyeong. My grandmother was very worried. Just in time for Ji Pyeong to arrive. Suddenly my grandmother remembered a letter. When Donnie, I want to ask you to pretend to be my boyfriend. The letter that she wrote showed Dozin placed in the bird cage in front of two of them exchanged letters. Grandmother asked Ji Pyeong, go get that letter and give it to Dozin. Then Dan Mi will no longer feel suspicious, and both of them, they won't suffer any more damage. But Ji Pyeong did. I found out that I already like Dan. I want to tell Dan that Dozin is fake. My grandmother was so upset that she let me do that. Now Dan Mi and Dozin are dating next door. They support each other very well. That's when my grandmother asked Ji Pyeong if, do you like Dan Mi? You clearly said it wasn't. It's not too late now. You can't do that. Why not? Why Dozin can and you can't? Go back to your car, even though Ji Pyeong feels very sad. But my mood has also gradually calmed down. I sent a message to my grandmother, and I'm sorry for my angry feelings. I also told her that I'm going to get the Dan Mi letter right away, send the dozen back, and deliver it to the dozen. After getting the letter, I couldn't help myself, so I opened the letter. After reading it, I raised my head to JP. Suddenly, I found out that Danny was in front of me. It turned out to be the morning of going out. Danny picked up the wrong grandmother's phone. I received a message from JP. You were very curious, so you came here, even though I've been suspicious for a long time. But when I actually saw JP in this place, you still feel amazing. Right now, doesn't coincidence also called to Cho Dan Mi? Danny asked me. I remember the address 15 years ago. The two of them used to go there. Change mail, Doze and Hamlet. I still can't answer your question forever. Danmi hung up the phone. Where Cho Dozen kept calling back. But no, I picked up the phone. I finally turned off the phone. Danmi is very excited. Please tell me the truth. Letters from 15 years ago. After all, who wrote it? Chpum can only tell the whole truth to Danmi. It's your grandmother who asked me to write those letters. She wants you to have a friend named Nam Dozen. It's just a name that the two of them saw in the paper. That's the Nam Dozen I found. Then I told him to pretend I am the one who wrote the letter and went to the party that night. Danmi completely crumbled. It turns out that everything from beginning to end is a lie. It's a total lie. In the bus stop, Josen found Donnie. I also frankly admitted everything with you. At first, I thought it would only take a day, but did not finally fell in love with you. Then, because of greed without wanting to tell the truth, just like that, it lasted all day after day. Every time you look at me, you smile at me, cheer up, give me strength. Just think about that. That's not who I really am. I felt so miserable. I want to be the one in your heart, but I can't do it. I'm really upset. I can't believe Danmi said that the person in my heart, even I don't know who that is. When you're done, turn around and leave this place. In the evening, Donnie is holding a baseball. I wrote a letter 15 years ago and drowning in thought. This moment, you don't know who the person you love is. I can't help but cry. It's finally time for the presentation. If it works, we'll be able to win a prize of $50 million with investment from countless investors. If you lose 7, you can leave the race. First time on stage, one in Che's company. Her part of the presentation was extremely successful. He said he was looking for a global partner. I hope to have a chance to work with the two. But Alex from the 2-Star Corporation said, your presentation was very impressive. We're also very interested, but I'm considering another group of candidates. I'd like to hear their presentation. Then we'll make a decision. Next up is Samsung Technology. Danmi's presentation was also very successful, but their accuracy is only 92.4%. Meanwhile, Inch Company precision reached to 93.2%. Their team is a little bit worse than Inch's. Alex had a little hope. Dozen stood out and explained that accuracy shouldn't just look at numbers. The application environment is also important. We've tried to balance to have high accuracy, just reduce the application size. The jury has asked to call Inch's team back to the stage. Let the two teams play again and ask them to use the old SVI controller to test, see if it can proceed as normal. After a busy day, results of the Samsung Technology Company's program can still operate smoothly. And the Intel team's program, it can't work. As usual, smoothness of the Samsung Technology program running has made the judges. It's amazing. The results were completely beyond their expectations. This time the Samsung Technology Company won. The brothers in the team embraced and rejoiced. I finally won once. This time they really won. And even won spectacularly. Soon enough, they've received an offer to buy back to apps. Stow wants to pay a high price of $8 billion to buy back their company. The condition is that they can work at the company headquarters within BA years. After hearing this price, everyone loses their temper for a while. This is a number they couldn't even imagine their whole lives. After sending the staff of Tista leave, they immediately excited to the point of not hiding the joy. It's like reaching the top of your life. $3 billion. You can even work at the Silicon Valley headquarters. So the temptation is really too great. Everyone is full of hope for the future. And we've started to discuss which English names to choose. You should sign up for a business English class. When you think about the name Samsung Technology, no more. Everyone inevitably has a little bit of regret. Didn't go back to the room together. The old work has just begun. Beyond the nostalgia, together they think about the future. They even have a business plan back after 3 more years, driving autonomous cars together the day after the GP. Know the story. Alex would rather buy back than invest in this project. I'm in a hurry, running to the company to prevent them from signing the contract. Dozin and Dami went to Alex's place. After JYP finished reading the Sao contract, he immediately took out the phone and to prevent them from signing a contract. Youngsun immediately took the phone from me and deleted Dami's phone number. He said, JYP, don't put cold water on people anymore. GPM says that this is a typical talent acquisition. I often see them completely. It's not about seeing the value in your company. It's because I want to hire you guys. Lawyers for their company. The signing of the team is completed. You will be disbanded on the spot, except for the technical staff. Other members, they will be fired immediately. Finished talking. They rushed to Alex's place. But it was too late when Ji Pyeong arrived at Alex's place. Danmi and Dozin have signed a contract. They passed each other on both sides of the elevator. The first day after the company was acquired, their entire team has been disbanded, and they only gave Theo 3 employees. Technology to America. Dan Mai and the other female colleagues were immediately fired. Services will also be completely discontinued. Dozin is very angry. Is this a scam? You said you take all our teams. That's not what's written in the contract. Oral promises have no legal effect. Think about the positive aspects. Companies are about to enter at good prices, and AI have the opportunity to gain experience in the valley. Calm down and think about it. There's actually nothing bad about it. I decided to terminate the contract. Let's pretend nothing happened. It can't be solved emotionally. The issue of the contract has been signed. It can't just disappear. According to the contract, you'll have to pay $6 billion in damages. Here, the compensation amount up to $6 billion. Danmi couldn't help but bow sadly. Dozin doesn't know what to say. I really don't want to hurt Danmi, but I have no other way. The next day, I looked at Donnie. Then slowly say, if you have signed a contract, then accept the truth. Did the 2 companies buy your company for $3 billion? It's not because looking at them projects the eyes. It's looking at the accuracy of your solutions. These words hurt the listener. Dozin incites Chpum to stop talking. But Chpum has no intention of stopping. That's why you 2 got fired by Sa. By this time, Danmi had completely collapsed. Yesterday, they were full of hope for the future. Let's talk about what the English name is. What to sign up for a business English class? Why suddenly it's like this? Dozin chased Jepim out, then rushed to grab his collar too, who didn't say no, just go into combat. When we finished, Chpum said you give up your eyes. You guys bring your good technology. It's more about making a profit. But I didn't expect Dozin to ask Shin Ji Pyeong for help because developing the eyes project is about Danmi's grandmother. My grandmother's current condition is not good. Soon enough, you won't be able to see anything. JP was completely stunned. I hurried to my grandmother's hot dog shop. I saw my grandmother. I can't even read the bill. The total amount cannot leave the application. Eyes couldn't help but shed tears. I see my grandmother has paid. He rushed to dry his tears. She grinned and walked over to her. The suspect has just arrived at the door. I just happened to see Chpum go from there. Danmi wants to invite JYP to dinner. I hope you can give me some guidance. What should you do next? JYP said that my words may be hard to hear. First, there's no problem with the contract itself. The second group you're dealing with is two S's. It's like fighting a stone with an egg, so. My advice is that you accept reality. Turn enemies into friends. Danny doesn't know what to say. In fact, they have no better way. Over here, Dozan's mother asked him how he and Danmi are now. But since after, Danmi knows that JP Hyung is the one who wrote the letter. I can't be sure right now. Dozan also wants to know. She must have signaled for me. It's because you didn't find out, right? This is a coincidence. Danny just sent you a message. She asked if you slept. Dozan is about to reply that I haven't slept yet. It's too early now. Dozan's mother told him to delete it. I told you to take off your jacket. Then she raised her hand and gave me a fight. Who sent you a text asking you when you were sleeping? Her idea was to tell me to call back. Of course, they're phone calls. Let's start by distinguishing between her drugs. And then we talk about it one after the other. Nobody wants to turn off the phone until the morning comes. Early morning the next day, Dozan stands hiding outside Danmi's house to arrange an accidental meeting between the two. Because a few days ago, Danmi once told Dozan that, I can't clarify everything right now. Face you and Jeppem. I feel so miserable. Let's not see each other this time. So, to be able to see Danmi, Dozan can only pretend to accidentally meet, waiting for Danmi to say hello. Dozan just pretended to exclaim it was a coincidence. I heard there's a very good English exam preparation school recently. I was going to come here for a visit. I can't wait to see you again. Danmi smiled softly. It seems like you've seen through Dozan's little mind. But they didn't expect the change. Come back so fast. When they returned to the company, their team was suddenly disbanded. Donnie and her female colleague Kier were also fired by the next morning. Donnie wore a new dress. Spend time making up meticulously. She went to Dozan's house very early. Because it's my birthday. They had already arranged for today's meeting. Not expected. Dozan really forgot about his birthday. That's right. Because there's been so much going on lately. I've put my whole heart to settle the contract. Dozan told Danmi not to worry too much. Sitting on the bus, Dozan is still reading a book about litigation. Business read the same case. I turned to talking to Daniel. But you don't care about these things at all. Dami took Dozan to a French restaurant. Extremely superior. But Dozan still won't let go. The work is still unfinished. All I can think about is Cho Dami. And want to cancel the contract with Tisto. Danmi says that the odds in this world, there is a computer genius like you, probably 1 in 100,000 people, someone as capable as Alex, to confirm talent. That's about 1 in 10 million people. The probability is very low. There is a lot of genius buried because it doesn't fall into that category. Just like you before. Dozan doesn't want to hear you anymore. I know what Danny's trying to say. I quickly open the book in front of her. Danmi hands out. Fold the book. Keep saying that. That's lower than the odds of winning the lottery. If you miss it, it is really regrettable. Dozan finally couldn't help it anymore. It's the same as the ratio to me in life. And words. Dozan took the book and put it out first. Danmi chased you. You don't know what I mean. I know, but I don't want to go. I don't want to leave Mize and you. I just want to stay here, even though it's the Sandbox venture capital headquarters or an old, cramped attic office. I just like to stay here. Stop talking and turn away. I feel so lost. The big character, he chose you and left me. You're going to make me talk to myself. Doosan is still the duck-head water that refuses to listen. There's only one way out. Last trick, listen. You're not the Dozan who wrote to me. I'm not your dream either. Two sisters Dami and Inch. We fight each other every time we meet. But this time suddenly, I applied for my sister's company. See Danmi come here interview. All colleagues in Inch's company. They're all stunned. They're all curious, staring at Danmi. And Inch asked you what you are doing here. Danny didn't say 2 words. Put your CV on the table. sit down straight, and explicitly said that I'm here to apply. Inch sister said nothing. Leslie, sit down. Inch wants to see. Look at what your sister's fool is trying to do. Let's explain. Why do I want to apply to your company? The director has spoken. Others just need to settle down. Dan Mi said that the presentation that day. The director's words made a strong impression on me. You said your goal. It's about making the world progress, more developed. These words are exactly what my father said. He told me 15 years ago that I didn't quit because my boss was fighting me. It's about preparing for that good world. That's why he quit. That's when I realized maybe the director and I have the same goal. Very fast. Donnie has been hired as a vice president for the company. Not long after, they established a company. A separate company is a company in the Dan Mi stand out as a director in charge of the new company's business. It's over the ocean right now. Group of Dozan, the brothers, are responsible for the project. Smart city of Tisto. He has also done very well. JP. He was also promoted from team leader to become a director. Mid-Autumn Festival next year. Danby invited JP to his house for dinner. She also asked me to come over a little early to help her. The four of them are like a happy family. Let's make mooncakes and cook together, playing cards together in a very fun way, while making skewers. Ji Pyeong was so tired that she fell asleep. Dan Mi went to cover me with a blanket. When my grandmother came out of the room, Dan Mi hurriedly motioned for grandmother to be quiet. I see it all. Ji Pyeong brings a happy smile. Keep pretending to be sleeping. Dan Mi wakes up in the middle of the night. She finds out that Ji Pyeong has been awake ever since, still sitting on a grill. Come sit down next to me. She wanted to help her grandmother open a hot dog shop. Rejected you. It's not the right time. If you open it, it's because you helped your grandmother open it. JYP said that. I hope I won't make you feel uncomfortable. I hope every time I get tired, the first person you think of is me. JYP feels the love between himself has developed one more step. I want to buy you a gift. Take the gift to a place where there is no shadow. And then we'll start rehearsing how we're going to start. There are countless reasons and excuses. I finally got my courage and walked out. On the way to find Dan Mi. Did not expect that. Ji Pyeong accidentally caught Dozan in the lobby. I asked Dozan why he was here. After learning Dozan was on leave, the holiday season will return to the US. Chum is now breathing a sigh of relief. And then the two of them started talking. Dozan see gift box in Chpum hand. I asked him who he was going to give it to. Chpum was a little confused for a moment. I decided to put the gift box on a pretend table. A relationship between you and Dan. There's something wrong with you. Then he said he was going to give you a gift for Dan Mi. Dozan heard it and felt very hopeful, but pretend it's nothing. See the reaction of Dozan. Ji Pyeong stood up. He invited Dozan to meet Dan Mi with him. Dozan also stood up. Pretend I have a date. I can't come with you this time. That's okay. When finished, turn around, leaving Dozan alone knowing on sadness. Danny stepped out of the elevator. Dozan coincidentally passes by in front of her. When Dan Mi had time to react, I was gone. She rushed to chase Dozan. After a search, Dan Mi, I saw that familiar figure again. It was hard for you to get there. Dan Mi immediately reached out his hand and pulled the enemy back. I poured all my coffee on you. But the enemy is not Dozan at all. I saw myself suddenly in this miserable situation. Dan Mi temporarily petrified, just constantly saying sorry to the enemy. At this moment, the phone suddenly rings. Dan Mi hurried to answer, and then I didn't even bother to change my clothes. That quickly ran back to the company. Turns out they've just been hit by ransomware. The entire document is encrypted. Enemy bridge. The company has to pay $300 million in 12 hours. He'll erase the key to the decryption. Otherwise, the company will lose all data. All of the data on autonomous vehicles will also disappear. All the investments are in vain. They called the police, but it didn't work. Police. It's not possible to solve this immediately. The company's engineering department said that the key code is too long. It takes days to break it. She made a firm offer, $300 million to the hackers. That way you can get the key, decode and recover all the data. Even though Seo is developing algorithms and renovate our cars, it costs $1 billion. $300 million is considered very cheap. All the company's money, they've all been invested in new business. Momentary. They can't get that much cash either. It's like sitting on a fire. Keep calling from one person to another, but there's no result. She's scrolling through the phone book. Then I saw Joo Dan Mi's phone number. Remember the words you said, I hope when you're tired. The first person you think of is me. She hesitated for a moment, trying to press the call button. Coincidentally, there was a phone call. Dan Mi rushed to the phone. That person is Dozan. It turns out that just now, when Dan Mi asked Seo Ho for help, coincidentally, Junsan is also there. He told this to Dozan. I heard Dozan's voice again. Dan Mi was stunned for a moment without a word. It was a long time before she reacted. I finally can't help but cry. Dozan comforted her and told her not to worry. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Very quickly, Dozan appeared. He immediately plugged in the USB drive and started the operation. Technical staff in the company, they all feel very dissatisfied. Finally get angry and go out. Soon Chun-san also appeared. Soon after Long San also followed the brothers. They worked together. Soon enough found the key, decode and restore all data. See that the problem has been solved. Donnie could finally breathe a sigh of relief. I was tired for a while. Hastily carried her up, hugging her to the rest area. Others see it as a very timely way to leave. After learning Dozan was just on leave, a week later I will be back in America. Dan Mi feels very hopeful. She lowered her head and looked down at her clothes. My coffee. The sleeve is missing a button. Dan Mi hurriedly turned her head and frowned softly. Your appearance right now is really terrible. The next morning, Ji Pyeong returned to the Sandbox. I now know that Dan's company, you were attacked by hackers. I hurried to her office. I asked her how the situation is now. Heard Dan Mi say that thanks to the Dozan, they came here to lend a helping hand. So the problem has been solved. Chpum saw Dozan's jacket on the side again. I have a little hope of saying something. So lucky. Then Ji Pyeong asked if she was okay. Dan Mi says she feels very hopeful about herself. I can't believe you're so pathetic yourself. I have to see Dozan again when you're at your worst. It's so embarrassing. Please don't tell anyone that I cried. TPU then went to pull all the curtains and down. Tell Donnie that you're safe here. Calm down your mood. Remember to lock the door. 3 Dozans are having breakfast. After a negotiation with 3 people, they decided to stay in Korea to develop a career. Dozan rushed to Dan Mi's office. I want to get my jacket back. By the way, let me tell you about my decision. As soon as you get out of the elevator, coincidentally caught JYP. Chpum held you tight. He wants to talk to Dozan. Chpum asked Dozan if he was going to find Dan Mi. Dozan asked the opposite. That you're entitled to know this. I can't believe Chpum is pretending. I became Dan Mi's boyfriend. After Dozan goes out of the elevator, Ji Pyeong felt that she was too much. I called Donnie to explain everything. Just now, to prevent Dozan from coming to you, I said a few words that misled him. If you go out now, you can still find him. I can't believe Donnie said no more. He will return to the United States soon after. Dozan called again to find her, thinking that in the end, he'll come back. The United States looks back on its miserable form now. Dan Mi categorically refused to answer the phone, then turned off the phone. Dozan called again. I heard a notification that Kia's engine was off. I sadly put the phone down. The little hope that's been lived has been extinguished. After coming home, I've been watching baseball for a long time. I can't help but remember the scene for the first time. Met. Finally, the symbolic baseball for their love was thrown in the trash. Just let it all end. However, yesterday, Donnie also refused to be cruel to people. I can't believe we're at the door today. It was hard to get to the top of the building. There are a lot of investors here because of their reputation. I want to go directly to the office to find Dozin. I can't believe I was stopped by someone else to stand in line. You can only call for Dozin. Dozin saw the phone call from Dan Mi. He pressed the button to refuse to listen. Incoming messages were not answered. After all the investors have left, the phone called by Dan Mi rang again. Dozin hesitated for a moment and finally turned off the machine. I can't believe Dan Mi is standing at the door. The atmosphere immediately became awkward. I asked you why you came here. Here, Dan. You said you came here because you wanted to invite them to work. Kick Chun-san and Long-san out. Then tell Dan Mi that 3 years ago I wanted to break up. So he said the words that hurt me. It took me 3 years to get that. I don't want to go on like that. If we had no more destiny, it's better not to see each other again. I don't want to see you anymore. Dan Mi said that. Now, in exchange, I hear these words. Feel so sad. You felt the same way back then, didn't you? Sorry, it turned out a few days ago. Senior development staff of the company. He was lured away by others. Told Dan Mi to invite the group of Nam Dozin. They came this time. Dan Mi knows that they want to stay in Korea. Something you still agree on. Dan Mi thinks doing so is just delaying them. Inch is very angry. I can't believe you think your company. They're just postponing them. Are you qualified to be a director? Give me 2 choices. 1 is to invite the Nandos and people back. 2, get out. We don't need an obtrusive director. Back to the company. Dan Mi is very angry. You think your sister is bullying you. I can't believe my mother and grandmother didn't support me. Her mother said, I didn't know your company was that bad. My grandmother also said, it's like you're selling hot dogs. Ask the guests how bad the hot dog is. And as a director, you think that such a company that can be developed is bizarre. That's why you reluctantly came here to find Sam. She did not expect that. Not even a chance to speak up, but directly refuse. Think about what Dozin said. You feel like you're going crazy. Evening. Dozin back home. Dozin's father helped him pick up the baseball and put it in a transparent box. He said that such a precious thing must be stored carefully. The next day, to forget Donnie, Dozin decided to follow his father's example when he cycled to his last uncle's house. I want to use physical fatigue to reduce the pain in my heart, submerging all worries through so many difficulties. I just got to my uncle's house. Dozin, exhausted, directly lied down on the reflector outside the house. But I can't believe that the body is getting tired. Everything in your head becomes clearer. I don't know when you fell asleep. When I woke up, it was already dark. Dan Mi is limping towards you right now. I thought I was hungry. So the illusion was I drank born. A few sips of water. I can't believe that person is really Dan Mi. Got up and wanted to leave. Dan Mi immediately held me tight. Where do you want to go so late? Are you crazy? As a result, they came back together. Chpum and Dozin met in the hall. Chpum called Dozin to stand back. I want to get back old letters from you. Although Dozin is not very volunteer, but finally agreed. But the pot of gold that Dan Mi gave me, you have to give it back to me. Dozin went back home and rearranged the old letters. I saw a letter written to someone I love. I couldn't help but open the letter. At this point, Jif-Yun's phone suddenly called. Ask them where they will meet. Dozin said he didn't need the pot anymore. Let's just pretend that nothing happened. Then definitely hang up. Chpum continued to call. But I don't pick up. I can't believe that Chpum hugged the pot of money. Go directly to Dozin's house. 2 people half drunk. Dozin said that I admire you very much. I asked Dan Mi at Sao, and she liked me. At that time Dan Mi said, it's because I was her first love. The letters you wrote were ironing her for a long time. Your hands are big and beautiful. You know the person she's talking about is you. Only this hand is mine. So I did my best to be able to use this to win over the good memories between you two. But I found out these things alone are not enough. If you know that, please give up. This is even more impossible. So you're going to love her alone for the rest of your life. I'll love her my whole life. Early morning the next day, Ji Pyeong wakes up. I found out I was at Do-san's house. Get up and leave the room. I overheard Do-san's mother asking him, should I put more chili in the fish soup? Does Ji Pyeong like spicy food? Do-san asked her if she had a head for cooking soy sauce. I heard that Ji Pyeong likes to eat. So Do-san's going to pack some for you. Let me take it home. CPUM is silent. Quietly back to the room when Do-san go in and call Ji Pyeong ra for a drink. He's finished putting on his clothes. Ji Pyeong suddenly angrily said that I'll get the letter and the pot. Even if I take it all, it can't be compared to you. Because of your slowness, I was going to be stupid to the end. But there's no other way. Listen carefully. I will only speak once. Take away your feelings for me. Raise your self-esteem. When I saw Dami again, you'll know that the person that Dami likes is AI. You just rely on your hands. Could have won the memory between the two of us. I heard what Ji Pyeong said. Do-san immediately ran to find Danmi. See Danmi. Do-san once again asked her, why do you like me? I don't know. What is there at Seo? Liking someone doesn't he have to be for a reason? Because that's you. Ji Pyeong accidentally caught Danmi in the elevator. Even though it's a little embarrassing. But I didn't mean to hide anymore. She said that even though I'd read the letters she'd written, I haven't come looking for you in 15 years. The day Nam Do-san finished reading those letters, she came looking for you. So Nam Do-san in the letter is not me at all. You don't have to feel guilty. There's no need to feel guilty. Sister In Che came to find Representative Han. Please educate her about fundraising. I can't believe the ocean said this time. I can't help you. Because this time, we want to invest in the company. Look after your own. Delegate Hyen came to find Ji Pyeong and tell me that I believe that the potential of the company looks much higher compared to what they think. They'll soon reach the D curve. You've got to deal with this as soon as possible. JP are about to refuse, but it can't be denied. You can only date Do-san out. You yourself have no hope. I think Do-san will refuse. But I can't believe he actually accepted JP. Ask Do-san that. Last time I refused. I agreed to accept the investment this time. Do-san said that. Do-san said that because last time you were feeling sorry for us. But this time it's about taking our company seriously. It's a real investment. He put out his hand in front of GM. They succeeded in working together. Thank you for watching the whole episode. See you guys later in the next movies on the channel.